it's going to be New Year's. When you're watching this, it is New Year's Eve. And like my introvert self, I don't really have any plans, but right now I'm actually like decluttering and cleaning my house and planning for 2021. Also, welcome to my desk. Literally, this is where I can get the best light in my house because it is gloomy and dark and gross outside right now. Also, peep the little bear screen print that my husband got at an indie craft parade thing a couple years ago. It cracks me up. He loves bears for whatever reason. But anyways, I am here to talk about my goals and my reading for the year, kind of like a little bit of a plan with me. I also was not thinking straight when tomorrow I was going to go through my books and do like a book unhaul and just like a purge. I actually got a bookshelf for Christmas and I just kind of want to go through the books, and there was some that I really did not like this year that I kind of just want to get rid of. I just kind of want to start fresh and start new, so I actually need to do that today because tomorrow's New Year's Day and a lot of stuff is not even going to be open. We're going to be doing like a book unhaul today and going to the bookstore and just kind of getting rid of stuff and starting fresh, and I'm really excited. Speaking of starting fresh, I actually cleaned off my whole desk workspace the other day, which I can do a little clip here of what my workspace looks like. It's honestly nothing special. My husband is a genius and put together my whole computer, my tower, my hard drive, all that kind of stuff. You should have seen this before. It was disgusting and dusty, and I work full time, plus I'm a photographer. So to come home to a giant mess was just making me even more stressed. So I decided it was time to declutter and dust and do all of that stuff. So when I start in the new year, we're gonna start fresh, we're gonna start clean, and I'm just really excited for 2021 because 2020 was an absolute disaster. So yeah, I'm super stoked to have this area cleaned up and have only what I need on it, including a candle, and now I even have room for a cup of coffee, so that's a big step in the right direction. I'm actually a type 1 on the Enneagram, like perfectionist, so I'm actually surprised that I let this go for so long, but it's better now. So I thought to start us off, I would just kind of go through like my reading journal of what I did last year and what I'm doing differently this year because of how much I failed last year, and kind of the physical planner that I plan to use, which I am stoked about because I'm terrible with physical planners. I love to-do lists. Like this little notepad right here from Rifle Paper Co. is one of my absolute favorites because I will come home from work, sit down at my desk, and just jot down things. But I'm really excited to be able to use a daily planner this year to do that kind of stuff. So I am absolutely stoked. So I'm going to show you what I did last year, which I am very proud of because I did a bullet journal. I spent a lot of time on my Christmas break and my weekends putting this together. I'm actually not going to do a full like flip through because I actually do have a video on this, which I will leave in the description below. I know a lot of you guys are like fancy bullet journalers, so I'm sure you could get some inspiration from that. But basically, I tried too hard to track everything monthly. I tried to track my TBRs and my pages that I read per month, and just way too much detail, and like checking off my TBRs. And it was just a lot. Like, look, I didn't even get to write anything for February. Like, that's literally how much I failed. I literally just wanted something to have like a yearly overview of like how many books I read and just have fun like coloring and stuff, and clearly I did not do a great job. I am putting this aside. Sadly, I'm sure I'll come back to this maybe eventually at some point in my life because I do have a lot of supplies for it, but this is not something that works for me, unfortunately, and I feel like you kind of have to live and learn with bullet journals. I did do easy spreads. I try to keep up on the weekends, and it's still just, I don't know, I have a creative hand in mind for it, but I just couldn't do it. So this year, I decided to go a lot more simple. I have seen this book journal Moleskine brand at Barnes & Noble so many times. They're really difficult to get a hold of because they do sell out so fast, and they are fairly expensive, but I think I counted and there's about room for 200 books to log in here, which is probably about 2 years worth, or maybe even 3 or 4 depending on how fast you read. But I absolutely love this. I already talked about it in one of my previous Christmas vlogs, I think, where I unboxed it because I found it on mega sale and I couldn't pass it up. So basically in the front you have room for like a reading wish list, which is also super nice, so I'm not just like buying a ton of random books all the time. You actually have room for your favorite covers, so whether you want to draw them or print them out, I guess. And then there's actually a room for like an actual yearly calendar. It just has the event, the date, and the notes. It's just like a one-page spread, or a one spread, and I decided to use this for my video content because I feel like having everything in one journal is so helpful. And there's a place for notes in the back, so I will write like in more detail about what my videos are about, but I actually just wrote the months on the side and then the videos that I want to do for that month. So I literally have like a yearly overview, what I'm doing, and I can see what's coming up. I can remember the reading rush is in July, there's Spookathon in October, we do the Gilmore Girls readathon in October, November, there's nonfiction November, there's middle grade March, just all of this kind of stuff that I don't realize comes in the community or is around that time of year before it's too late and I wanted to participate and it's too late because I did not prep for it. So hopefully this year I will be a lot better at just pumping out content for you guys and actually having fun with it because I actually remembered that it was happening. And what's super cool is, I don't want to go into detail because I already talked about this in my previous vlog, but it actually is alphabetical, so you can just flip to like the title of the book and they have the title, the date read, notes, awards, book type, publisher, year, memorable quote, thoughts and impressions. And what I love, I don't know if you can see this because it's kind of bright, but they actually have a place where you can mark, color in your star rating, which is so cute. This is just gonna be such a great thing to have everything together. So if you want to go back and look at what you liked about that book, and instead of scrolling through Goodreads for a million years, I feel like this is just going to be so helpful. I have a feeling I'm going to be using this year after year, probably getting a couple other ones, who knows. This is what I'm going to be using this year and I am really excited for it. I will leave a link in the description if you guys want to get your own. Like I said, these sell out crazy fast. Another journal-ish thing, or if you're more so into reading challenges, I wanted to recommend this because when I bought this journal, I wanted it to be more like this, and it ended up turning into like just challenges, like reading challenges, and not logging so much your book. So I was kind of disappointed and I never really touched it, but I would love to get back into this year. But I thought I would mention it anyways if you guys are interested in more of like a reading challenge. This is called the Read Harder Journal and it's Track Books Chart Progress. It's actually by Book Riot and it's super duper cute, but essentially this is supposed to challenge your reading. So at the front you kind of have an explanation with the reading challenges, which is like a book about books, a book about a current social or political issue, reread a book you read in school, a collection of short stories, a book about space. There's room to log what you read, what the title was, some notes and stuff. There's a space in the back for you to actually log the number of books you read per month, and as you can see, I started out and then I quit for whatever reason, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is super cute. The design is great and I feel like if I'm up for it, I might actually do some of these, which already some of them I'm going to be completing on my own without even like trying to complete this journal or anything, because there's a lot of really good prompts in here. So I will also leave a link if I can find this. I think I got it in 2018, so I hope they're still selling these. But if you're more up for like a reading challenge for the whole year, or if you just want to like blog some more challenging books that you read, this would be the way to go. And now we have the long-awaited daily planner that I am just absolutely stunned by. It's beautiful. I love it. It is this gold foil daily planner. They even put your name on it for free. This is from Papier or Papier, I forget how to pronounce it. This is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. I will do a little bit more of a flip through when you can probably see it better. This is a daily planner. So just for example, they have like a schedule here where you write in basically every hour of every day, and then most important to do notes. But what's super cool is at the beginning of the week, they have a habit tracker and your 3 top priorities and just lots of place for notes and stuff. This is actually only a 16-week planner, so we'll see if I actually stick to it. If I don't, I won't get another one. If I do, I will get another one. But there's a place for your shopping grocery list. There's a place for a weekly overview. There's a place for just like 3 top goals that you want to finish in the year. And each month they ask you like how much closer you are to it or what you did to progress towards it. And I think that's just so cool. It's just such a unique way to track things. And again, if you're not a physical planner and geek out over this stuff like me, you're probably not going to want to buy this. I could go on and on and on about planners. I'm obsessed with planners. I buy a new one every year. I am really determined this year to use this because between my full-time work, my photography job, trying to spend time with my family and just, I don't know, keep my head afloat, I think this is going to be really important this year. To be honest with you guys, I don't usually struggle with my mental health. I'm usually not someone that, fortunately, I don't struggle with that a lot. But this year I hardcore struggled in a lot of ways. I was so busy. I unexpectedly got laid off from my job. I had animal issues. My poor cat had to get stomach surgery. My dog was having a seizure. I had a cousin pass away. And I currently have family with COVID. And it's just, I really hope this year is a lot better than 2020. It's kind of looking dark so far, but if I can get my mental health to a good place this year, starting out and creating habits, I really think that it's gonna help me moving forward, because this past year was not fun. I had a lot of doubts and I had a lot of fears and I was just tired. My body was tired. I was physically, emotionally drained all the time. I'm determined to do more self-care this year, take care of my family first, and I'm just really excited to start fresh. Okay, well, this is a very long intro clip. I'm so sorry, but I did want to talk to you guys about the 4 nonfiction books. Yes, Olivia's reading nonfiction and not fantasy books that I want to start out reading this year, at least with my other like entertainment leisure type reading. And I thought I would share them with you guys because they're really good books to establish habits and just keep your focus. This first one is called How to Break Up with Your Phone by Catherine Price. I spent a lot of time on Bookstagram. I will admit that is my #1 thing I go on when I'm on the internet. Not that it's a bad thing. I've established some great friendships, but this terrible habit of just sitting there and scrolling and commenting and liking and sharing, it's gotten to be way too much. It's out of control. I do it to veg, and I really need to read or do something a little bit more productive with my time when I want to veg. This is going to be one of the books that I start out with this year, and it's actually very short. It's like 170 pages. My sister read it and said it absolutely changed her life. She is great at not being on her phone 24/7. She'll even turn her phone off for the whole day, and I could never. Like literally, I could never. So I just want to be in the habit of not having my phone as an extra ligament all the time. This book, I hope, is gonna be great. And the next book I got is Crazy Busy by Kevin DeYoung, a mercifully short book about a really big problem. So this was actually a book that is required in freshman seminar at my college, but when this became required reading, I was no longer a freshman, so I never read this. It's supposedly life-changing and talks about how being busy is bad, which is good because I'm the type of person that thrives off being busy. I don't like just sitting and doing nothing. So I think this is gonna be a really good book. Again, extremely short, like 110 pages. This is Christian nonfiction, by the way, so just a disclaimer there if you're not into that. And then I have another Christian fiction book by Jenny Allen, which you guys have probably heard me talk about her book before, but this one is the one before that. I think this is her debut, called Nothing to Prove: Why We Can Stop Trying So Hard. This sounds like me in a nutshell. I feel like I'm never enough. I feel like my perfectionism just controls my life, and I feel like this is gonna be a big slap to the face, and honestly, I can't wait for it. And lastly, we have Atomic Habits. Tiny changes, remarkable results, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. This cover is fantastic, but I'll try not to blind you. I think Abigail's Cup of Tea brought this to my attention last year. I didn't buy it last year. She mentioned it again this year, and I immediately bought it because she's a type 1 herself, and I feel like this is just gonna be right up my alley. So I'm stoked for this, so much so I got it yesterday and I started reading the intro about this guy's life, and wow, he got hit with a baseball bat to the face. But basically this guy has been through a lot in his life, and in order to recover from his physical injuries, he had to create habits, little tiny habits that matter every day, that you don't see the outcome of right then and there, but over time you see huge results. I thought this would be a really good one to pick up and try and just keep by my nightstand and read maybe a chapter, half a chapter a night, just kind of take my time with it and highlight it. So far, it's really, really good. I am enjoying it a lot. And I'm sure you all are eager to know, Olivia, what is going to be your first read of 2021? Well, let me tell you. Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I am pumped to read this. We're actually reading it with my book club, Three Blondes in a Book with Kaylin and Zoe, and I am so excited to read this. It's basically like a book within a book, sci-fi, dystopian, magical realism, mental health awareness, all of this kind of stuff packed into one. I've seen this everywhere. I haven't even read the book, and I follow Matt Haig because his quotes and the things he posts online are just fantastic. I feel like this is just going to be a great inspirational read to start out with for the year. Alrighty guys, that is it for now. I need to go through my books real quick before we head out, grab some breakfast, drop these books off, and I'm also going to see what else I can find because I may as well while I'm on that side of town. I also have some plans for next weekend for a video, and I need to stop by Barnes & Noble. I am going to go through some of my books and see what we can get rid of. You know, I don't have space for a ton of books anymore. Let's go through the books and see what we can do. Okay, I am back. Sorry, this lighting is literally the worst. It is so dark, like I said, in this house. It's such a gross day out. Honestly, I really don't want to go outside, but I thought I would run through real quick what I'm getting rid of. I've never done an unhaul on my channel before, so I don't know if that's something you guys are even interested in seeing. So somehow I ended up on some list at Penguin Random House, and I get random arcs sometimes. This one's an adult contemporary. This one has to do with a medical field and mysteries, both of which I will not read, honestly, and I'm not allowed to sell them, so I gotta figure out what to do with these. Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. Sadly, I'm not gonna read this because I heard it's not good. And I've been keeping it because it's associated with memories for me at YALLFest. I met Jessie the Reader and Christine. I made some great friends. Peyton and Zach were in line for this, and I was like, okay, why not? Like, just wanting to hang out with people, so it's gonna be hard to get rid of this, but I need to just do it. Honestly, this one pains me a little bit. I bought this, I read 50 pages and I did not like it, and I've never picked it up since. Maybe I'm just not into Greek mythology like I thought I was, but yeah, fortunately I'm gonna have to get rid of this one. And these two maybe surprises you, I'm not sure. I read these forever ago. I literally gave this one 2 stars. I don't know why, but I just didn't enjoy these, so I may as well just give them to someone that's gonna enjoy them. Then I have 2 mystery thrillers here. This one's not even that popular. It's like by a British author, and I couldn't even tell you what it was about. It was so slow. This one I had a lot of problems with. There's a lot of things that I did not agree with. I didn't think it was great. I didn't like it at all. I might give the author another shot at some point, but right now I didn't really care for either of these, and they're mystery thrillers, so I have a hard time rereading those if I already know what's gonna happen. And then these are definitely popular ones in the community, so don't come at me. Illuminae, I really did not enjoy it. I liked the multimedia kind of perspective and things, but the story, the plot was cheesy. I did not like it. And then Bunny by Mona Awad, I was literally terrified. I didn't know what was going on. This isn't one I would like give to someone to recommend them. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up getting rid of it because, I don't know, I'm sure if I went back and reread it I would understand it better, but I didn't like it enough to do that. And I'm going to be getting rid of Big Little Lies because while I did enjoy it, there is a show out there that I watched, and this just isn't something I would reread. It was kind of problematic with the husband and wife relationship, and I just wasn't a complete fan. This is mediocre to me, so I am just going to move on from this. And then this magical fantasy middle grade somehow series ended up in my hands, and it's my sister's, and they don't have great ratings and they're not super popular, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and just get rid of them as well. This is a contemporary, kind of hard-hitting. The only interest I had in it was has to do with an artist, and I was given it to me for free, so I don't really feel the need to keep it if I'm not interested in it, but it did win a Stonewall Honor Book Award, so I guess that says something about it. Again, I have no clue how this got into my hands. I think it's my sister's. Far, Far Away by Tom McNeil. I have never heard of this in my life. Maybe I'll look it up and see if it's worth keeping, but for now, I think I'm gonna get rid of it. And then The Lying Woods by Ashley Elston. Her name sounds really familiar. I know this is like a young adult mystery thriller. It even has like a signature nameplate in it. Yeah, I think this was like from a subscription box that people sent me, and I haven't heard much about this. Maybe I'll look it up and see if I want to keep it, but it's definitely not one that's on my radar anytime soon, so I think I'm going to pass it on. And this last one I'm still debating because it was a Reese's book club, Something in the Water. I have not seen great reviews about this, but I may hold on to it if I feel like binging a mystery thriller. So yeah, that's all the books I'm going to get rid of. Not a ton, but just enough. Honestly, this probably takes up like one shelf, so any space is great space for more books. I am going to go ahead to Starbucks and probably grab some coffee and some breakfast, and then we will be on our way to the bookstores.
Show me what it's like to be circling among the clouds, because without you by my side, I would be stuck here on the ground. You're lighting up the way, I can see the road ahead of me. I won't be stumbling in the dark. Your eyes are shining like the stars. I was down until you saved me, until you set me free. My eyes were closed, now I see clear as day, and I just wanted to say that you can take me high. Feels like I can fly. You can take me high. I can see the sun staring at you when you make that smile. I'm moving closer to you now. I can't get close enough somehow. And I was down until you saved me, until you set me free. My eyes were closed, now I see clear as day. And I just wanted to say that you can take me high. Feels like I can fly. I don't need anybody, I don't need anybody else. No one will ever take me, no one will ever take me away from you. I promise I will hold on to you. I don't know what I'd do without you. Without you. You can take me high. Feels like I can fly. You can take me high. Feels like I can fly. You can take me high. Close your eyes. Get some rest. I'm by your side. Lay your head on my chest. You've had a really bad day, but I'm right here, it's gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay. Calm your soul. Hold my hand. Don't let go. I understand. It hurts, it wasn't fair.
Hey guys, I think I am finished right now, at least, writing in my planner and writing just some overall goals that I thought I would share with you. I literally just watched Allison Bickerstaff's video on her intentions and goals for the year, and I was really inspired by that to set it for 3 categories, which would be work, life, and personal. I used to actually do that in the past, but I feel like breaking it down just really helps you like be more specific and stay focused. So before I share my reading goals, I thought I would share just some general goals that I have. I really don't have a lot, but I did see some like bad habits I fell into last year that I do not want to continue this year. So we're gonna start with work, and I did include my YouTube channel under work just because it is a hobby. I don't make any money off of it, but it is a lot of work that gets put into it. Starting with work, I really want to stay inspired and keep my creative cup full, because when it's empty, I have nothing left to give. So whether that's buying like an inspirational book or just keeping up to date with other designers' blogs or whatever it is, watching other people's videos, which I don't have a lot of time for anymore. It tends to inspire me too, but I don't make the time for it anymore. So I really want to stay inspired so I can just keep giving back into my work and into the community. And then I have my photo business, of course. Of course I work full time, but I basically have all my tasks and things that I do there. So I don't really have any like goals for that. I already have deadlines for those, so I feel like that's kind of a given. So I decided to go deep into my photo business, and I need to update contracts, update pricing for the new year. It tends to go up quite a bit. I want to plan mini sessions far in advance because every time I try to plan them, nobody takes me up on them because everybody wants their own location, and I basically don't plan it that far in advance, and I really would like to do it. I heard you can make good money off of it, and I just forget to do it every year. As far as my channel goes, I do not have a number of subscribers goal or number of videos I want to get out or anything crazy like that, but it's to be more vulnerable and to be more consistent. As you guys know, when things get busy, it's hard for me to be consistent, but I still want to not dwell on my perfectionism so much and still pump out content because I know you guys don't care about the aesthetic shots. I do. Not everyone else does. Some of you would rather be seeing me talk, and I just need to get over that perfectionism and just put out content. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of us deal with that internal struggle, and it's something we battle every day, but I really want to try hard to get over that and just make things for me and create for fun and not worry about being so perfect all the time, not having the best lighting or the best house for it or the best setup. Like, who cares, honestly? I care, but I care way too much, and I'm trying not to. And I do want to be more, I guess, open or not necessarily vulnerable. I feel like I'm pretty honest on the internet, but I don't open up a ton. I tend to stick with a themed video, film it, get it done, whatever, and then it's over. So I want to just like vlog more in general. I feel like that brings it out of you when you're just ranting to a camera and no one else is in the room, like right now. Doing more like just reading vlogs and just talk about books and not worry about all of the aesthetic shots. Once again, you guys said that's one of the #1 things that you want to see this year is more like reading challenges and more reading vlogs, and I'm happy to do that. I'm very excited to do that, and I'm glad to say you will be seeing more of those. And then we have the life category, and another one Allison mentioned actually is listen to more music, and immediately that struck a chord with me because I don't listen to music ever. It's always audiobooks, it's always podcasts, and I'm listening to people talk all the time and hear other people's opinions before establishing my own, and I think that can be really unhealthy. So I would like to listen to more positive music in the mornings on my way to work, like listen to worship music or whatever it is. I just want to like find some really new, very calming and cool artists that I really enjoy listening to because I don't listen to music enough to find new artists. So I also really need to focus on my health this year. It really went down the toilet in 2020. I had so many photo shoots, I started a new job, I just had so much going on, and I've been struggling with gut digestive issues, and I really don't know what's going on. I know I have some type of food allergies, I'm not exactly sure like what kind of food allergies, but I really need to like make that a top priority and get that figured out. So I'm not struggling when I'm shooting a wedding or I'm at work every day just wanting to go home and get the day over with because I'm in pain. So I definitely need to get that figured out this year. That is a big goal of mine. I don't care what money it takes. I just want to make sure that I am in good health. And then I want to kind of keep up or establish like a work-life balance. Kind of like I said, everything starts to cross over. I tend to be a workaholic and thrive off that, and it satisfies me, and that's not always a good thing. So I really want to make sure I give family time, and work time. And even right now, I know I have some texts and emails from my photography business sitting on my phone, but I'm on my break and I'm doing this. So it's not that I don't care, I just need to know when's the right time to answer, what exactly to respond to, what to say, and just set that time aside specifically for work. And personal, I definitely want to go deeper in my faith this year. That's something that means a lot to me, and I definitely felt that tug this year as it was really difficult. I could tell I was struggling mentally, and I can tell I needed it. and it just really brought me back to reality about what's important and what's not. So I really want to just make that a daily priority. And I also really want to get plugged into our community. Find a church home, find a community of people, whether it's bookworms or people at the library or like whatever the heck it is. I just want to get plugged into the community because where I live is very community based. Everyone's supportive of everyone and it's a really great place to be, but I haven't taken full advantage of that. I've just kind of like let it swing by. Oh, I'm an introvert, I got too much to do, whatever, but I really want to get plugged in somewhere. So basically my reading goals for this year are super simple, super easy, but that's the way I wanted them to. Some of them actually overlapped from last year. So the first one is actually read 50 books. I might actually be able to read 100 again because I read 100 last year. I didn't try super hard to do it. I read a lot of manga and graphic novels, so it makes it pretty easy for me to hit that goal. But I cut it in half because I wanted to be able to log things and take notes and put it into my actual book journal. So I decided to cut that into half. I really want to just take inspiration from each book I read and really slow down my number count. And this might seem like a crazy goal. I want to read one book at a time because I will start 5 and then never finish any of them. And it's a really bad habit to have because I'm a mood reader, but I'm really hoping to change that in the new year. So I don't know, we'll see if that happens, but I feel like it will really help me just focus on what's in front of me is by reading one book. I also want to read more nonfiction, more manga, more series, and more diverse authors. I love nonfiction actually. I'm really good at listening to it on audio, but to read it physically I fall asleep. But reading it physically is helpful because you can highlight and take notes. So again, hoping to slow down and read a lot of nonfiction. I love manga, but I don't read it often enough and I do not know why. So I'm pretty sure I said that last year, but I really want to do that again this year. And this past year I really got into series. I don't know what it was with series and binging them, but I have like a new thing for series now. So I want to read more series, finish the ones I've already started, and hopefully keep that momentum going. And as far as diverse authors go, I am really bad at paying attention to who the author even is. I don't not read diverse authors on purpose. It's just one of those things that I'm not very aware of and I need to learn more about and I need to be more proactive with. So that's my goals for this year. Nothing super crazy or fancy or anything like that. It's kind of fun to like look back on my goals from last year and see that I started a book club. I read 100 books. I read more mystery thrillers and maybe not sci-fi, but I read a lot of thrillers. I kind of figured out what I liked in those. And it's just really cool to see me actually like accomplish my goals. So I'm hoping to do that this year. Okay, so before I close out this vlog, I thought I would go ahead and share with you guys what I actually picked up at my local thrift store, bookstore. We all like book hauls around here, and I guess you could consider this the last book haul of 2020 since it is New Year's Eve. Or I guess you could say it's the start of my 2021 reading list. I don't know. I was happy with myself because I bought these all for $1 because I traded books in. So literally I got these 4 amazing books for $1. Before we get into that, I thought I would actually show you real quick the 2 manga that I picked up for next weekend's video that I'm really excited about. It is Witch Hat Atelier and Spy Family Volume 2. This is the first one. I've never read it. I've heard amazing things about it. I know it's like magical and mystical. And Spy Family, I read the first one and it was hilarious. It was so good. Hands down, one of my new favorite mangas for sure. So I had to pick up the second one. I mean, look at how cute she is. Like, she's this little orphan girl and all she wants is family. And this guy who's the dad has to like find a wife and complete his mission and like fake being a family, and it's really funny and it's really good. So even if you have not read manga before, I feel like this would be like a really good one to start off with. And the books at the thrift store that I found, I was really surprised that I found these. I found the Book of the Month edition of Emma and the Night for $3. They always have amazing sales on their thrillers. I don't know what it is, but I've been wanting to read this for a really long time. I've heard it's a really solid thriller and it's not completely domestic, which is right up my alley. So I'm hoping I'm gonna love this one, and I always love to add another Book of the Month edition to my shelf. And the other one that I found is The Space Between Worlds, which is by Micaiah Johnson. Micaiah, I'm not really sure. It's like dystopian and sci-fi, and it has to do with this girl, I think, living parallel worlds or something. Like she's in one world but another one at the same time. Honestly, I'm not sure. Someone said this was their favorite book of 2020. I think it was Hannah from the Well Read Fox here on YouTube. I had to pick it up because she has impeccable taste, and I'm always willing to give sci-fi a shot. And then another book that I found that's actually really high on my list to read this year. It's actually one of the 21 books I want to read this year. It's Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. I have never read Perks of Being a Wallflower, but I did love the show on Hulu, so I had to pick this up. I think it's very intriguing when authors completely switch genre gears, and it sounds super cool. It's like a boy and his mom move to this new town. He disappears into the woods and he comes back completely different. So this is definitely a big book, but I found it for $8, and like it's normally like 30 or something, so I'm really hoping to enjoy this one. And last but definitely not least is Spinning Silver. I picked it up for $5. This is one of Kaylin's favorite books, if not her favorite book of all time, and I'm hoping to do videos where I read my friends' favorite books, so I'm hoping to save this for a video. I know it's really loved in the community. I think this is the Rumpelstiltskin retelling. I cannot remember. I know it's based off like a Russian folktale or something of the like. So I'm really pumped to read this. I feel like one of the last people in the community that's read it. A lot of people seem to like it, so I'm really eager to get to this. Alright guys, that is it for this vlog, I think. I just wanted to kind of express or kind of just log so I can come back next year for my intentions and my goals and everything. Hopefully it gave you some type of inspiration. Hopefully you guys pick up one of those books I talked about. I think I'm going to read some more of that today and tonight actually, and get a really good head start on those for the new year. Let me know what your intentions or your goals are, how many books you're going to read this year. I'd really like to know. I think that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys had a really good 2020. We made it through. This year was so ridiculously crazy and terrible. In all honesty, it was not great, but I have high hopes for 2021. And before you leave, if you could do me a favor and just drop a comment below of a video that you would love to see from me in 2021, because that would be so helpful. I am trying to plan as much as I can for the whole year, and it would be so nice and helpful to get some feedback from you guys and just see what you're looking for from me in the new year. I think it would be super helpful when I'm trying to plan. So if you would kindly do so, I would love you so much for it. And thank you again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in my next video.